Okay, okay, so the next part. The earth that Kahnawake ready. And when I first came upon this, I thought of it as like, whoa, that is very meaningful in a big way. And why I thought that is because we have always been told that there's this pregnant woman who craves, and she has to be everything her way. And then because she wants everything, she's got cravings, and she wants them to do what she wants. There's this hole, and she falls through, and there's all these, how we're taught to look at her. Then she comes down to the turtle's back. I'm fast forwarding, obviously. And then creation is made, and then there's twins, and then we end up with Sugoya Dizu, and then it's all about Sugoya Dizu from here on in. Because when he's it's always Sugoya Dizu, it's a big thing. Not that that's bad, but when we look at the language here, and it's telling us to stay focused on the type of the earth that Kahnawake readied. And that's a whole other thing, wouldn't you say? It's not again that male figure who is creating everything for us. This is saying there's this character who is a male figure, but he's readying things. It's not saying that he created everything and then there was light type of thing. That's not what the language isn't saying that.
Like he's not to be worshipped, this supreme.
Yeah, like right off the bat. It's the type of earth that Kahnawake in particular readied. So what does that mean? It means a lot. And as we get into this part of the story, the second part, you're going to see, and I hope you're going to see why the type of earth that Kahnawake readied is so significant. So I just wanted to say that off the bat. Keep that in mind because we're going to come back to it. So in part 2, the main characters, we're going to see Zizu again. She's there, but in the part 2, we're knowing Zizu as a grown woman. So we knew her from being born in part 1. She's born in the call, means she's got some spiritual knowing or abilities. She's down-fended. She's a little girl. She becomes, she goes to puberty, sort of speaking, and she gets pregnant. So now this is Zizu as a woman, part 2. Who was that? Do you remember who that was? In part 1, who was
Wasn't that the brother?
It was the brother.
He's on top of the tree.
No, that's the uncle, Zerujes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Remember there was 2 down-fended children. There was the girl, she becomes Zizu as a young girl, and then the down-fended boy, he becomes Remember, he tells her, in the future, you might, if you need, you're gonna say my name and it's gonna happen. And then she goes off, and then the brother's still in Skyworld when she comes to this realm. In part 2, we get to know him as he actually becomes our elder brother, the sun. So that down-fended boy from Skyworld becomes our elder brother, the sun. Okay. Now, then we get the twins, Kahnawake and Sawiskarna. And we're all familiar with them. Kahnawake, he's the holder of the blue or the heavens, or Dinue Garung Yodewe Wahi Karuyotu. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, Haudenosaunee, he's holding up that blue, what, he's the holder of the heavens, the holder of the blue. Then we have Sawiskara. So Sawiskara, he's that brother, he's the brother of Haudenosaunee. Oyanahaya, he's like a different kind. Sawiskara, I should have wrote it here, but I'll admit I got kind of lazy. Sawiskara, what I learned about that word, so sa, the S-H-A, sa, he is. That's the pronoun, right? The sa, he is, it's he. Owiskara. So Owiskara is known as chert, and I believe David, the flint, mentioned a type of chert, and chert is a type of flint. Okay, Owiskara, but also it's also used as like ice, like a shard of ice glass. Yeah, but also like this, see like this Herkimer diamond. Like when you see it, it's like a glassy ice shard. Owiskara. It's also used in reference to like a sharp ice. So Sawiskara, he is chert or flint or sharp, like a sharp ice. So that's important too. He is connected to those things, that brother. So those are the twins, Haudenosaunee and Sawiskara. So ona yotwiruni, that's the next character. So often you hear people will mix up people will mix up Haudenosaunee and Yotwiruni. Because what does Yotwiruni mean? Does anybody know? Yotwiruni, yes, it means a sapling. So often you'll hear people refer to the character of Haudenosaunee as sapling. And it's two, in this John Arthur Gibson makes there's distinctly two different characters. Yotwiruni, sapling, is the first male being that's created from the earth. So like Dinine Ungwe Nahaya, he's the first human being. He's the first one created of the earth. Yotwiruni, sapling. Zuk Gazi Zukha. Oh, go ahead.
So now don't go on. I've also heard weird as a sort of name of the first one too, but it may mean like the same
It
thing.
means the
Yeah,
same
like a
thing.
new tree,
Yeah.
kind of
Next
probably
is
idea too.
Yeah, John Arthur Gibson like specifically calls him Yotwiruni.
Cool,
Yeah, and then there's Gazi Zukta. She's the first female that's created of the earth. Gazi Zukta. So that's a Gazi Zukta. It's almost like Yotzizu. Yotzizu means it's a mature flower that's come to be sort of. Gazi Zukta is this Gazi Zukta. Like at the moment it happens, like what he like Gazunta. Because when I hear Gazunta, this is what I see. So I don't know how to really say that, articulate it perfectly in Jarhasa.
It's like a flower.
Like yes,
Yeah.
like this. Here's that bud, and then Gazunta. But Yotzizu means it's a mature flower. You know what I? Yeah.
Yeah, because when you say Eudonism, it's done.
It's done.
It's done growing.
Yeah, it is. It's a mature flower. Gazunta, it's like that at that moment, like whoop.
Yeah.
And it's another flower. So that's the first female being, Gazunta, that's created upon the earth. Look, we have Rahunzawagu. So he's a big deal, that guy, Rahunzawagu. And you'll see why. Rahunzawagu, anybody know what that means? So if we have
the earth, like
so hey, look, Tardu Yawagu or Ruya, Tardu Yawagu, Higa, Ohunza, Rahunzawagu. He holds
The world.
Yes, he holds up the earth. Ohunza, like he holds up the earth. Rahunza wagu. He holds up the earth. So I tiga and then degeni hadu the secondary characters means because she's only in the story kind of twice. Well, he once or twice she shows up. So that's Ienonhsaka'én. Okay. Now Ienonhsaka'én, does anyone know who she is? Look at her name. Ganara. What Ganara is a group. She. Rines means she leads it. She's the leader of the group. So who would you think she is? Yotizizu, nona dayayad ne. Yeneru wahi. Yeneru.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, the light didn't go on with that one.
What? She's pregnant when she comes here and she lands on the earth. She's pregnant. She gives birth to a daughter. Ienonhsaka'én. Ienonhsaka'én means she leads the group because she's the first. Ienonhsaka'én is the first one that's born upon the earth. So all of the people after her, Ienonhsaka'én is the leader of the group.
Mother Earth.
Well, you'll see.
Yeah, there's so many stories.
There
That's why
is.
it's hard to.
And that's
figure.
why it's important. If we go through this, you're gonna see why they all end up to be who they are.
Okay.
Okay. So because often, like I said, the ones I see people get mixed up is Taru Yawagu and Yotwirumia. And then Kazizuta, Yotzizu, and Ienonhsaka'én. They're always getting those mixed up. So yeah, okay. Zokne to the Dokta, the tertiary characters, they only kind of show up once, right? And here we see Gahasirina. So in part Degeni Haduadukta. Gahasirina shows up just once there. So the muskrat, the loon, the beaver, the bittern, Goa, that's the great turtle. Zook the fox, the raccoon, and turtle man.
What's a bittern?
It's a waterfowl bird. Yeah, it's a wall.
So small one.
They're fast.
Yeah.
Like swallow.
It's a water. They're water birds, waterfowl, but Kyle's saying they're small. Guyanis is saying they're quick moving.
Like swallows, but not.
Yeah. And I should have put it here, but I didn't. Turtle man, you see Turtle Man there? Who Turtle Man? You're gonna freak out when you find out who Turtle Man is. So keep that in mind. Turtle Man is actually
Leonardo.
okay, I'm just gonna say it. Turtle Man and Rahunzawagu are the same character. In the end, I'm like, I just told us, a surprise. Like, okay, any questions about the characters?
One little question, because I know the names are important.
Yeah.
In our Haudenosaunee class, Skadja Hindi had told us that chert is actually more of the flint that was in the territory where we lived.
Yes.
So we were actually more the people of the chert as opposed to flint, the way we say it in English. But it's the actual flint that you can spark to cause the fire, right?
I believe chert you can too.
No, that's what I mean. The chert is the one that, do you know anything about that? It's only coming to me because we always look at Suwiskara as the bad guy, right? He's the bad guy. But bad
What is
things,
he?
bad
He's
things
not-
start like that fire, like it's gets you to
And-
grow, it gets you to move,
Yes.
it gets you.
Exactly.
So if he has to do it church, he's like sometimes lighting a fire under you to push you into another direction. So it's
Mhm.
again, all perspective about
Exactly.
everything that comes to you.
Which
could-
takes us back to the name, the title of the second part. It's the perspective. Is it some God in the sky that created everything and then there was light type of thing? Or are there different aspects to creation and they all have meaning and they all have value in order to balance out existence?
Well, contributors.
Exactly. See that? They're all contributors.
Plus, I think like the church influenced the way our stories are taught and shared, and then it's to say like, there's God and like a creator and then evil and God, but it's like everything coexists. in
Exactly.
balance.
Exactly. And that's what this story really teaches us.
Going on one more second,
Okay.
it brings me, those two are really important for me in life, like not just me, but for me. Especially because I took acupressure and we learned about the yin and yang, right?
Okay.
And the way they describe it in the Chinese medicine is that energy spins, it's an atom. And it only when you stop it, do you analyze it and you say, oh, there's good and bad in here, right?
Mhm.
So it teaches you that life is life. And when you stop it, you have a choice what to see. Is it a
Nice.
lesson or is it a curse?
Why?
And what do you do with that? You
Mhm.
become a victim or you overcome it and take it as a growing thing. So it's just the way these two characters play. We're taught by the church, to believe in this devil who's out there just to destroy you. But if you really look at those negative things, they're the things that made you grow the most, right?
Mhm.
Instead of staying stagnant. So it's just kind of trying
That's
to figure
awesome.
out the name.
Yeah, and that's who those two characters are, and that's exactly what they're meant to teach us. And I hope that's what you were gonna see that's what I saw. That's what I felt when I started to learn this story. So with that, does everybody have some paper to draw? Try to draw some stuff that just really sticks in your mind. So with that, should we go on to part? Yeah? Can somebody here? Wait, Kyle? All right, I gotta stand up and I'm like. Okay, and I'll take my glasses off, so I can't see you. Okay. See, when the earth was new upon the great turtle's back. Sundayaguya no haje, ne yoti dizu. Wahuaga negaha serine, the sagoya guardiana, ti dayeje, tanuahano, sanagera wahajiga. As mature flower Yotidizu was falling, she seen the leading light, and he grabbed her as she flew, and he said, "Are you leaving your birthplace?" I will help you as much as I am able to. I will help you as much power as much power that I have. As much power, as much energy that I have, I will help you. I would like give it to you. In order for you to live, for you to live when you arrive there below. Ne edi, dezeni deru, the hagirase. Ne auri wa ioni the hajat. Because your husband, he blamed me. And that is the reason that I too was cast down. Kawi wahi dinahoda onzenyahese ne asupeke. And I carry that which you will rely on for you to live. Ehni gahawi, yonostata, danu yo wahrata da sagoyu. Then at that time, he gave to her dried corn and dried meat. Wasagorori di asano koknyorin yohare di muewa. He told her that he would only go as far as halfway to the place where she is going. So he's only going to go halfway with her. She was continuing to fall when the leading light, he said again, I will only go that far. It will be good for you to use all your power. Be aware, have awareness then that it won't be long, that the place where you are going, it will become similar to, it will become familiar, it will be similar to the place from which you have come from. What Jonu Gardore, see what Eriwanu do, Zok Erozare. She shook her head and agreed, and then he flew away. He flew again. He went again. Zarete, Ero Zarete. Like he did that. Sego Sundayagoyaka Hade. Yoti Zizu, what Juntka Tuniwe. Wegudina Hoda Dayagos, Dayagogwa, Dayogo, Dayogo, Guadazeto. Danu Wantgato di Aguego. Oru yanuso godone. She looked around at everything that was surrounding her. She looked around, and all she could see, everything was blue. It was the color of blue. Yeah, they go there yonder. She didn't know what was going to happen to her. Danu jageni there. Danu itoskati. Oh. So she didn't know what was going to happen to her. She didn't know what was going to happen to her, and she had no idea what she was seeing. What Inu awange dayagudisco gerane chatigazito zerage ganawaguha. Suddenly, at last, she saw them real far out. She saw in the water. They were doing this on the water. Dayagudisco gerane, like floating. All these different types of water birds that dwell in the water. Skayada, Tigahu, what Johore, one of them, the bidder, he yelled, Ayonre, Onaya, Onagaya do, the Giga Ungwe Dayoya the Haje. It seems there's some type of body being that's falling down this way. Sonia Daron, who what gone? The loon said, Do oyetiskenora, onayawa neskona ayetiatewe. Let's go help her so that she will arrive here in peaceful, with a peaceful, and she will arrive here peacefully and safely. Chatdegunstihanyu nezora. Ponue the gundije, all different types of ducks, they went flying there. To where this woman was falling. Oh. Yat kundenera humfradari kundorde. Yat kundenera humzari kanyo. Nenegiga wahi. They put all their wings together. And on there, the woman, she landed. Tony diskana dayagoya dahawe. Danu awange yunzagundenaktuni. So there, on their wings, she had peaceful mind, and they brought her here in the water, and there in the water, they made a place for her. Like they're all have their wings together, and they come down on the water, and she's there on the water. Like that. Yotzizu gundi rumbe nage yeya junije. And yotzizu on their backs, there she lay along there. So yadarondu what Johan ete ya agon ke awegune yonadungo. Ne skaru yadi agunja daror ke zinue yodisco gerane. The loon yelled, it called to all of those things that had gone through from the other side of the sky, for them to gather at the place where they were all like floating or waiting on the water. Ziona what gunja daror ke junya daron undadi. So when they all had gathered, the loon spoke. Ii junguajero yungwadi negonto. Ayetishnieno giga degeni haduwa. It is us, he spoke to them all of those things that were put through, and he called them together, and he spoke to them all, and he said, it was us. We were the first to arrive here, and we will help her, this one that has arrived second. On that, scazzo, on jundazzi, ni wasatno serotno. And it must be that each one, we will make a show of our power, so and provide help for her to be able to live here. I'm just stopping there for a minute, because that always like freaked me out when I first found that. We always heard a long time ago that there was like nothing, or it's implied that there was nothing. But here, this is just saying to us, it's remember Sky World, all the ones that guessed his dream, or the ones that couldn't guess his dream, and he put them through. It says he put them through. This is saying, it's telling us. So they say, well, we've heard it before in town. Oh, well, there was just water. But this is saying, no, it was the energy of it all, or it was all here. It was all here. That's what this is just saying, because this he called them all together. And Yotzizizu was actually the second one to arrive in this round. The first ones to arrive. Yeah. Isn't it something? For us, like, because of how we've always been taught the story, here it is, it's saying what it actually is. You have,
Yeah, well, who's the leading light? Because
it's the great meteor. Because if you think of what a meteor looks like in the different versions, it's referred to as a great meteor, which is like, think of what a meteor is. It's a leading light. That's what it is. or sometimes they'll refer to it as a lynx, because in the Seneca territory and versions, that meteor, it has like a lynx face. So yeah, so that's who that is.
But the leading light, is that the same one that interpreted the dream?
Yes,
But
and he
he
says
says
your
here-
husband was jealous of me,
And
and
he
so
pushed
now
me
I
down.
am through too.
So, but that wasn't mentioned that, like, after he interpreted the dream, what happened to him, so wouldn't she have been like the third person down here if he was down there in that middle? Before like he says, I'm only gonna go so far, but there's like this where she's falling.
Well, all of those things were put through before her. All of them. He was here, so all of those, like the tree, remember in Sky World, when she asked, she says, well, I think. Who came to guess your dream? And he starts naming it off. And he rattles off all of those beings or energies that attempted to get his dream, to guess his dream. And when they couldn't, it says he pushed them through. He put them through. And now Gahasirine, she's falling. And then Gahasirine sees her. He comes there and he's like, hey, Huxley, your husband, he got jealous of me, so he put me through too. Butterfly. Yeah. And he's like, and I'm gonna go with you halfway. And I'm gonna give to you whatever I can in order to help you survive when you get there. And he gives her, what did he give her?
Dried corn.
Dry corn and dried meat. So we're always kind of told that she's on her own. But no, she had help, she had support coming down halfway. So I'll help you halfway, but then you muster up your own energy and then you do what you gotta do, type of thing. And then all of here, now it's saying those waterfowl that are all there in the water. It says he calls together all of those ones that were put through before. And now they're all talking and saying, we're all gonna get together and put a showing of our power so that we could help her, this one that has arrived here secondly. Isn't that something? I just had to stop and say that, because when I first came upon that, I was like, there you go. That's the answer, somebody's answers that I always look for. Okay.
And then is it that
They got pushed through, the ones that didn't guess his dream, right?
Mhm.
Got pushed through
Mhm.
because they have to learn, like, I'm just wondering, because he says the ones that didn't guess my dream are the ones that got pushed through, or the ones that didn't guess the dream are the ones that got pushed through.
Yeah,
And is it because they're here, they gotta learn, to have things to learn?
could very well be, because who's gathered up now in order to help her survive? It's all them. They got here first. They must have learned a lot of things about being here first, right? So-
What's needed and.
Yeah, and then they come together.
Oh my God, and then when a baby's born, we do the welcome speech and you tell them, this is here, birds are here, the bush are here, blah, blah, everything's here for you and. Oh, and it's like the bird.
See that? See that? And that's what all, yeah. Exactly, that's so. awesome.
So he is a jerk, cause now he.
He's a teacher.
So,
When you move, when you come from that round, because you're in a different round before you're born, then you come to this round. But before that, he's preparing her for that round, right?
Yeah.
So he's supporting her, giving her advice, telling her, preparing her story, because they say you tell your story before you're born. So, like they were talking, you know.
Yeah.
Her story was determined and then, okay, go.
Which
Okay. Yeah. Pretty good one, isn't that something?
Yeah.
I always think that this story is so amazing. Okay, shall we go on?
But we're talking about birds and stuff like that,
Okay.
and even the birds bringing them down, they say that's what you're. Inside of your uterus and stuff like that, when your eggs are coming down from your ovaries, and it goes down like every month to be fertilized or whatever.
Mhm.
And but there's these like finger-like things that come down, they look kind of like birds' wings, so it's like that's letting it down and stuff like that.
And along that train of thought, think of what a sperm looks like.
Yeah, the guy.
What? It looks like a comet. It could look like even the color. What he? Oh my God. Okay, all right. Okay, now where was I?
See there.
He got home. Okay, here we go. Okay, he got home, the bitter, Nene Georgiano, what a go gone. Soon they don't know what gone. How he did the word he was ceremony got no way I end up again. The bittern, who was the first to see her as she fell, he said, come on then, how he let's arrange something. Let's arrange a place where she's going to reside. Where she's going to reside. Zora ogu what gundet nyadam ti gundisune ayenagirege. Next zoti wa agoya ducks then. The ducks, all of those ducks, they were the first who tried on their backs to create that place where she may reside, but she became too heavy. Dunya darandu unde wonaro ne uka ayegweni inu ganu wagu ayegezaka ne jokna hoda yohniru tonu aundu ayunda deru. The loon spoke out to someone at like unka kayegweni who would be able to to dive or to go deep under the water, to go searching for something that's something that's hard, so that there it would be able for them to put her on there, for her to be dropped off on there. Yeah. What gone though? Doka nua jokna hoda ayezetori ne dosa on ayundenu wayo. It said maybe you can be able to find something so that she won't sink. At that time, everyone made their attempts, everyone tried. Georgiano do the first one, Georgiano do Anoja Undet. The muskrat was the first to try. What garno on got rizaka ganu wagu got nu guage. I will go look for dirt under the water way at the bottom. Doga utkeri wayeri ne. Maybe things will be lucky when they're not sweet. Ne it's a gwego you what they're young, it's because we all know that the that It says, because we all know that one that we're able to make all kinds of things that the Oyegweni, that she's able to make all kinds of things. We all know that she's able to make all kinds of, create all kinds of things. Zok Yamturo when they anoja. Then the muskrat dove down deep into the water. Gariwe sundohets de signore sundagerakwe ne anoja oyerunda. A long time passed when the body of the muskrat resurfaced to the top of that water. Tony Gahawi, Junior Daron, do what Gordo. Tony Gahawi, Junior Daron, do what Gordo. At that time, the loon said, "Was, there. Go check what happened. Go check what killed it." Soktani do what Gordo. Oops. Soktani do what Gordo. Then the beaver said, I too will go and find something. Zina Oyada one. Oh, Zina Oyada one anoja. I will go and figure out, I'll go see what happened to the muskrat. Und zera ne au yerunda dano unstuge de what go rahere de zaru ne au eta dano oni ne gasagu. The beaver went and checked out the body and noticed that both of the paws were full of dirt and also inside of his mouth. So what gordo ne zanito? Oh no, then the beaver said, "What are we gonna do?" Said, "Well, go look at this. Yeah, the gayeri tinigo what hawi ne anoja nene ayenyahese nene ayenyahese ne yagungwe go ayet derund again." So the beaver's like, "What are we gonna do? Look at this. Is it enough how much of the dirt that the muskrat is carrying so that she will be able to make, so that this woman will be able to make use of it in order for, so that there be a place for her to live?" The loon asked again, "Doga unka I ayo tungaria ne ayu go reya ne ayu go rayena tanune yagungwe to ayu daditero." So the loon asked again if somebody would be able to volunteer for somebody to hold up the dirt and the woman there for them to put her on there. So tani the what goro to kajero de kadenyota. Then the beaver was like, "Hey, give it a go." I'll be the first one to give it a try. Oksa.
I just pictured a beaver and Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, the need, okay, so the need what gordo. I'll give it a try. Oksa, garumpe nage, what go. And they right away they put the dirt on top of his back. Yategari westanido what Johan lete. Yatakweni it wasn't long, the beaver started yelling, "I can't, dirt, it's too heavy." So he's a good. So then they took the dirt off. Go there. Ranya don't go at the hadadi wahoro. Then at that time, the great snapping turtle, he spoke out and he said, "Well, me give it a try. So he's a ego tagayeri ne. Dano onkweni. Doga o yunzo wanha. I oni onkwanha. Then at that time, the great turtle, upon the great turtle's back, they placed the dirt, and he said, everything's everything's awesome. Dano and I can do it. And also, and also, if the earth will expand, I too will expand. So he's gonna get bigger too. Tony Kahawi, to Yadaron, what go. I o hondu yungwa diniot ne yagunwe negon atano dini jungwa gwenyo, where they were the nyonda, ayetinya hese, ayetiena waze, tanu ya de watus. Zok. Nage. Oh, okay. Then at that time, the loon said, we, those who have arrived here before this woman, to the best of our ability, we tried to help her, but we couldn't. So nagen ne ranyatno goa zayagodi derune. And then at that time, they placed the woman on the top of the great turtle's back. Whoa. Questions? Comments?
We never heard that part with where the beaver gives it a try himself. I've never heard that, but it fits because in all the versions I've ever heard, the need of the beaver, he's like this big tough guy, you know what I mean? He always thinks he's all beast.
Yeah.
So I've never, so this part hearing, I'm like, yeah, that fits right.
Yeah, that makes sense, eh?
And I like the fact that the turtle, it's gonna grow with what's required of what's going on and stuff like that. It's about like, resiliency, adaptability and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think
Super awesome. I love that. I just love this story. Any other comments, questions? No? It's 8:30. Do you want to take a break? No? Oh, okay. Here we go. Wagadogo ne Junia Darondo, si ona agwegu dagayeri ne. The loon noticed that now everything was now complete. Tu dayawasti, agwegu dinigo, jagodishnyanardo, sagutodi. And then at that time, all of those ones that had attempted, that made their attempt, they all dispersed. They all left. Dayundasoane yagungwe, dayenunyahwe, ranyahtongoa, rarukwe nage. The woman, she started to dance on the top of the turtle's back. Zoktundasoa, what de humzagar hadeni, tanuwakowan hane. And then the earth began to turn, like what they are Hadeni. So the earth started to do this, and it started to get bigger. What and a few hands, she was taking handfuls, and she was doing this. I'm just gonna act it out. He was doing this. And that's how, and that's Tonu Dawe. And then that's where it came from, that the earth became to be bigger. It grew, the earth grew. Signore di what Gahunzawanha, Ya Cheyoka. The earth had become so big that you couldn't see where it ended. and it continued to grow. What nesti diniwa hunza sa umdewetu. So like when the earth became, when like when the earth got as big as it was like gonna be, she gave birth. She gave birth to a female. What jundats ne danu wa unda de yaru ne oviraze. So that baby, she grew. Yo snorted ziwa unde yaru giga exa danu wa eyad is it ne. This, it says that this female, this girl, she grew quickly and grew quickly into being a young woman. Wa eyad is it ne. So I guess time was going faster at that time, it seems. Tony agori hodane o istahane ayunda trezar ne unda joa. Toga unka asagori wanundu se Haudenosaunee ayayero ya tik onkeri wanundu se ne istan. So the mother, she gave her instructions. She told her, or she helped her, encouraged her daughter. She encouraged her daughter that if anybody would come to her and ask her to marry her, she must say, no, not until I ask my mother. Yeah, does it? Chat de gagunde, de yotsti gaf mahajes, yeah, go on yunes, di niohunza, di geninagere ne istaha. So it says that this young girl, this young female, she was always going about the earth, checking it out. Like she's always going about checking things out, the earth, the place where she and her mother reside. She was like freaked when she saw this guy was watching her. He came close by, and he asked her, would you like to marry me? It seems like you're looking for a body, you're looking for somebody. She checked him out and she noticed that he was like dressed in like yellow. His adakwanya, it was yellow. What Jerry what zerago what ear? She responded, she said, Yata undu ne daguri what zeragwa said it okay one undu sene istan agama unjunutu. I can't answer you until I ask my mother. My mother is going to decide. Zok what jungar hadeni danu zayu dandi. She turned and she left. So zayu we oksa kwanda trori ne onistama. Wahiga rungwe inu itra de. Ak danu dare danu wahageri wanu se ayugeninya ge. So when she got back to where her mother, she told her right away, I saw a man, stand way over there, standing far. And then he came close to me and he asked me if I would marry him. What so how then did you respond? What did you say to him? Wahirori, ti ista ya the yaguri wayanda se, tina hoda, donguri what zeragose. I told him that my that I told him that my mother, she must like receive this issue, this thing that you're asking me. I don't know how you say that in English. It would be like oriwa for her to get it, for her to receive the issue, for her to receive the matter, this thing that you're asking me. So what nistaha wa iro titkayeri din so what nistaha wa iro titkayeri dinio di what tundari what Seragwa said. Then her mother told her she answered in the right way. Yok dizu wa eri wanundu oh na haya do nerungwe. Danu oh na hoda rotstu. Then mature flower, then mature blossom flower, she asked her what kind of man was he and what was he wearing. Yeah, that's a what ear. The young woman, she said, he was dressed in yellow. Yeah, the ze otnistaha, yo sats de what Jerry what zerago. Yeah, Tagari wanu ene. Was to yuzaze, tanutrori, the yak de geri wanuis. The mother, she answered forcefully, and she said, no way, Jose. Not gonna happen. Go back there and you tell him I said no. I'm not going for it. Okay, well, not quite like that, but you get it. Yeah. Okay. Sokne ya daze. What undat qualisha de dinuzayon dinue tu wago ne rungwe o dina guarniho da ponyoda. Then the young girl, she went straight back there to the place where she had met up with the one dressed in the yellow. Ah, no. So when she arrived back there, she told the man, my mother didn't like this. My mother, she's not hearing of this issue. She didn't like this issue. No can do. So, doon the hari was there algo nerungwe wahordo. Yaki de waka jeraze. So then this man, he responds kind of like, I don't care, type of thing. Doon zahat karhadeni dan zahat mungokte. So he turned and then he just took off and he disappeared. Yung zayutka to rot gusto. And then she saw that he transformed into a fox. And then at that time, the young girl, she went back to her Onondaga. Doch garden die was niet zerage och nagon så är det dum zayut stiga fana. So then some days had passed again, and again she went about traveling about the earth. Azakta je nyaha they are got tunyu they are got tunyu they are got tunyu. So now she went along the water, and she was going along the water, looking along the water. See, they are good stick off haje. Wa agone herago. Si wa huago rungwe ono ya. So as she was traveling about, she noticed this man was sitting on top of the rock. So Then this man, he said, oh, you already zadoro zeri zaks. Ne, I think that you're looking for a friend to marry. I said, when they go, are you getting yeah? You wanna marry me? You wanna get married? Yeah, that's it. What Jerry, what's there? Go. Istão ora ti ayeri wanu ne. Oskatandi tanu anke roriana tiniza niku rode. The young woman, she responded, my mother has to agree with this. So I'll go back there and I'll tell her the kind that you are. I'll tell her how you are. Wahuaga on you are. Wahuaga on you danu wahuskato di adak gohrokwa ni hodakonyoda. Danu gahun di gayerunyanu ne ragusage. She noticed, she saw, and she wahuaga on you. It's like she checked them out type of thing, and she noticed that he had a gray, he was gray clothing. And he had like a black gayerunyanu across his face. Yung zayun the guarisha de agosteri hansere si zayun tandi ayun zayun trodiana ne onistaha si ona ne gigan de geni hadu wa unda deri wanundu sene ayabunyake. So she went straight back. What? There was steady on. She went quickly straight back to her mom's to go tell her that she had met up with the second one who asked her to get married. Yeah, okay. Yung wene ya da ze oksa kwa unda trorine o istan. Wa higa runga totsko de. Wa hagari wa nundu se ayung geninya ge. So as soon as she got back to her mother, she said, I saw this man sitting and he asked me to marry him. So then the woman, she asked her, well, how did you respond? Yeah, does it what zerago? Onokti ista on junuto. The young woman, she replied, my mother has to decide. Zokneya gungwe wa unda trori ne unda janzi tkayeri zina eyere. Danu wa eri wanundu omni wada kwanyoda rotstu ne ruwe. So the woman, she told her daughter that she did the right thing. And then she asked her, well, what was he wearing, this man? Dunda yeri wa zerago ne yeya, does it? Adak gohro warotstu danu gahundi yodi hadenyu ne ragusage. The young woman, she answered, he was wearing gray and he had like a black yodi hadenyu like there across his face. He had like a black across his face. I don't know what it is in English, but I don't know. Stripes there. The woman responded, ya what's to yunzaze tanu troriana tiwagiru ya. The woman, she replied, no, not hearing of it. Go back there and you tell him that I said, nope, not happening. Zok ne ya ze adzak tu genu zion dinue ne degeni hadurue onayage tutskode. So then the young girl, female, she went back along the river to the place where the second man sat on the rock. He was still sitting there waiting. The yaha uwe wahuarori the ya. So when she got back there, she told him, nope. Dundaharu neruwe. The man, he responded back, Tena de Ujero. Whatever, I don't care, it doesn't even matter. Dum zahat karhadeni, tanu zahat guste adiru zahado. So he turned and he transformed into
A raccoon.
a raccoon. Dum zayut karhadeni, tanu zayutandi ne yase. She turned and she left. Doch garani wani serage undohitste. Yase, what a yondagoha, tanu what untrenyuni ne o yonde. So after a few days had passed, the young girl had been going out and bundling up some firewood. Yeah, some firewood. Sa essa si yung trenyuni. So when she was finished bundling it, yeah, yung trenyuni. Ruwe ya hard away danu wahardu. A city one ne gane ayun geninyage. A man showed up Yahara. He came and he said, would you be in agreement to marry me? Wa toge zina de hoya dazu. Danu yo nago so dunyu rojak dawito. And she noticed he was dirty. And he had like these scallops along the edge of his jack we say jacket but it means like oyada is your body, it's this like thing on his
Cape.
Yeah, like you're speak like yeah, and it's like this, it's like scalloped there. He's dirty, and the thing that he's over his body, it's scalloped. It says, where am I? Okay, what year? Wa unstoge ti not de hoya datu tanu yo not go so dunyo roja dawido. So he's dirty and he has this scalloped cloak type of thing on. What year? Is not okay, Rodiana. Tanu agongha ya the yagori wayon. So what she said, I have to tell my mother. And she's gonna like decide on this matter. So wajukwe ne agoriena o yunde tanuzayutondi. So that bundle of that wood and she goes back. Di yung zayuwe wa undatrori ne onistaha di asaha durungwe wasagori wanundu sene ahudinyake. Wa undatrori. So she goes back and she tells her mother that a third man asked her to marry him, and she told her mother what kind of man he was and what he was wearing. Tony Gahawi, what nistaha, what eri wanundo, or nahoda, dum that seri what zeragwa said. So the mother asked her, and how did you respond? Yeah, that's it. The yundadi wa iru, wa he rodi di easy ohondo ogurodi, tanu easy ya donzari hoyon. That's it. The young woman she spoke and she said, I told him that first I must tell you and that you will decide on this matter. So what iru ne otnistaha. Then the mother said, Huyon, my daughter, you have done the correct thing. This, my daughter, you have done correctly. This one, he has a lot of power, this man. And he has it's like he has nothing less. How would you say it? He's not missing anything,
He's got it all,
Why? Unity,
a total package.
even though he's dirty. And unity who ayezeninya ke. Polio zaze, tinue de zadat, tanu zungaru, gone on dare. Go back there to where you met him. Where you met him and invite him to come back here. I confirm this marriage. Yeah, does it? Tonyo zayo. Tanu wahu wahrori di wa eriwanu nene unistaha ahodinya again. So the young woman, she went back there and she told him that her mother is in agreement with the marriage. Wahu garu amzane ti keni terune jada jo. And she invited him back to where they two live. The hardy was zerago nerungwe. Yakina oksak tayedene. Yare oskatandi danu agada the way you know that ne ohondo tignore anginata zera. So the man, he responded, no, I'm not gonna go there right away. In a little while, I'm gonna leave for a little while and I'm gonna prepare. The way you know that I need to prepare before I come to visit you too. Honika hawi ungurori tia skatne. Hayende wajam ti disanusade. Wa nekne angenina da ro zera. And at that time, I'm gonna let you know that I'm not gonna live there at your house, the house of you two. I'm just gonna come and visit. Sunzai wene yeya kaze agokstan hawa eriwanundu orna awa neru weyakte. So when the young girl went back, the mother no, this is where it gets. When the young girl gets back, so now they're starting to refer to Yotidizune Agokstanha. When the young girl got back, the old woman asks, what happened that the man didn't come? Wanda Trori ti zahatandi ti nitawenu zahari waserunyane ne rauri wasu adano ahagwato negonto netiyakan tahre sege wa nekne usungenina dahrena se. And she says that she told her that he left to the place where he comes from. He's gonna fix up the issues at the place where he comes from, and then he's gonna come here, but he's not gonna live here. He's just gonna visit there. Questions, comments? There's a lot here that was just said. There's a lot. Okay, you want me to just go for it? This is what I think. So in our original ways, they always say that the man, he doesn't live with the wife. He always goes back and he takes care of his mother's family and his sisters and his nieces, but his wife, he just kind of is there. He visits there. He helps there. It's kind of, yeah. So I'm wondering because I'm really into reading Jesuit relations and stuff. And we know that in our ways, you're always of your mother's clan. So the men, even though you have a wife and a family, you go there, you help them, you do what you have to do to help them, but you're always still attached to the place from where you come. That's like an early reference to that system right there. Right, the creation story. I love that. And then the others.
Is it really like that? Is that where he really goes?
Oh. Maybe, I don't know, it could be a turtle man, you know, don't get me going there, I don't go there.
Too close to 9.
Oh, I think it's already 9, okay, so should we leave it there? So now we're gonna, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other, one last thing I wanted to mention was. Because he's only gonna go there, what was the other? Okay. For now, that's it.
I really like that you say that because you hear that a lot in today's language, like, you know, like cut the apron strings or you're a mama's boy and like people expect you to just drop your family and take care of just your wife and kids, but it doesn't happen with most men that way. And I see it for me because Rohetes is from Six Nations and like he's got to go back and be with his mom. Like when his mom, it was, even though he was here, it was always calling, always checking. It was, he had to be, make sure she was okay. You know, it's not this, you know, because I see a lot in the non-native culture, right? I can't understand how families could live like a daughter in New York and another one over there, and they only see each other once a year. Like, how do you not be around your family
One door
like that, right? They just can cut off and start a whole new life. Where with us, it's, even though I'm away, I'm always here.
You're always attached to your, and that's how the clan system works, Wahi. That's how it is. You're the clan, you marry the opposite clan. You help out there, but you have responsibilities and ties to your clan. And your clan is your mother, your auntie, your mother's sisters, your nieces, your nephews. That's the way it works for us. And this is an early reference to that.
But does it mean that the man doesn't leave there to come live where the woman, because you always hear the man follows the woman.
Well, that's what he's saying. I'm gonna come there, but I'm gonna just visit. I'm not gonna stay there. I'm gonna visit.
But when something happens, he's going back where he needs to be.
Yeah. And that's the earliest reference I've ever found of that. It's the earliest reference to the clan system right there in Right from Creation Story. And I just think that's so awesome.
No, when you have 9, 10 kids.
Yeah.
But then you gotta think at that time. Everybody help each other, right?
Well, then
living in a house by yourself.
The thing was that you would have your mother, your sisters, your aunties, your brother, your
thinking
uncle,
is different, yeah.
all of your family would be there supporting you. You know, yeah. Oh, okay.
When they go to work and they only come home and everything's fun and then they're gone.
Okay, I was saying that David has something to share.
Oh, that's turtle. That's the turtle. Is that the same as Turtle Man or not?
We haven't met Turtle Man
We have to
officially.
find out later. Okay.
Officially, yeah, we're just,
Isn't Turtle Man the Scotland guy?
Yeah.
that's it, but we didn't confirm it yet.
Not yet. But what does it mean, Raniatankoa? Is it turtle? Does it just mean turtle, or does it say something like?
Koa means the great turtle. It's like a great snapping turtle, but it's specific to that great turtle that the earth sits on, that the earth is on. The great turtle. We have a turtle rattle. We say Ranyatankoa Ostawa, that turtle rattle. It's that great snapping turtle. But you'll see Turtle Man is gonna come to life soon in the next couple of pages. We're almost there. After the sleepover.